everybody. Welcome in. Happy Feel Good Friday. Happy Good Friday. How are we doing out there? Hi, Miss Julie. Hi, Gina. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Sharon. Cindy is here. Deborah is here. Hello, hello. So good to see you guys. Hi, Cheryl. Rachel is here. I'm so happy to see you guys. How is your day going? I know a lot of you guys are home today. I'm always home. Well, not always, but I mean, I work here, so. But I got a lot of stuff going on today. Lots of things I'm working on. Fun things, though. Always fun things. So I am really looking forward to showing you what's in today's show. I'm excited. I'm excited because there is one bracelet in particular, and it's probably the one I'm going to start with. That has color changing beads that you guys went bananas over the last time I had these beads in a show. And it's taken me a while to get my hands on another set of them to make things with. And I made a beautiful bracelet that I hope that you guys will love using those beads. So I'm really looking forward to showing you that one. I think that's what I'm going to do. Next week, Austin, no, it'll be the week after that. So you got me all to yourselves next week, but then the week after that, I will be in my office in Austin. So just stay tuned because that kind of changes the schedule up a little bit. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there doing all the things. But yeah, I get to be home at least another. I'm right about that, right? Now you've got me paranoid. Let me double check. What day is it? Oh my. It is it's April already. Let's go to April. So yeah, I don't leave until the 13th. So yeah, y'all have me all week next week. You had me scared there first. I was like, oh no, wait, maybe she's right and I'm wrong. No. I've got a whole nother week here before I go back. Don't scare me like that, Sharon. Oh my gosh. I was about to panic there thinking that I had messed my whole schedule up. But no. And just a reminder to you guys, Gym Fest will be going on while I am there. And if you are interested, please, there is still time to sign up if you're going to be in the Austin, Texas area during Gym Fest, which I believe is the 17th and 18th. I might have those dates wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the 17th and 18th. I will be teaching classes there. Those are free, completely free. I'm teaching a bracelet class and an earrings class. And I would love for you to come. You just need to be sure that you pre-register so that we know how many people are going to be there. We're planning for a big crowd, so you want to be sure that your head gets counted. Q hates you being gone. He doesn't love it. It's hard. It's hard for us to be away from each other. But we make up for it. You know, we spend a lot of time on FaceTime with each other, and he used to travel a lot for work too. So it's not something that we are completely unfamiliar with. We had to figure out how to make those kinds of things work, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. The time goes by really fast. And since it's a work week, I mean, I think it would be different if it were like I were gone for, 3 weeks at a time and I was missing weekends and things like that. So we make it work. And so far it's not been too terrible, except for when I've had to sleep in the airport or lose my luggage. Those things are never fun. And then he has to listen to me be really upset about those things and he can't do anything about it. That is also very frustrating, but All right, let's get into it. I'm so excited. It's Feel Good Friday, my very favorite day of the week. And I have wonderful things for you guys in the show today. Looking forward to showing you all of the beautiful things. So we've got 2 necklaces and 3 bracelets. And that is the plan. We're going to start out with the bracelet that I was mentioning with the color changing beads that you guys absolutely love. It also has a gorgeous tiara cash charm on it, but we're going to get into that in just a second. Let's go through housekeeping first. Feel Good Friday, my very favorite day of the week. This is where we focus on fun and instant gratification jewelry Everything that you see in today's show is available for purchase as a kit over in my Etsy shop. And my team is here in the comment section dropping links so that you can very easily shop on those. However, you can head over to my Etsy shop anytime you want to. There you will find the kits from today, as well as kits from previous Feel Good Friday shows and finished pieces of jewelry that you can shop on whenever you want to. Everything that you see in a Feel Good Friday show is focused on our basic techniques. Nothing hard here on Feel Good Friday, so that all skill levels can participate. And it is also a wonderful reminder that beautiful jewelry does not have to be a representation of every skill or technique that you know, right? Sometimes your basic loops, simple loops, wrapped loops, stringing, crimping, and simple knotting is all it takes to put together a beautiful piece of jewelry. It doesn't mean that just because you are super advanced that you can't appreciate these pieces, because you can. Just think of it this way. When you go shopping at the box stores or department stores or what have you, and you look for pieces of jewelry, right? A lot of times those are just one technique involved there. Maybe it's just stringing. Maybe it is, just a little bit of wire work. I mean, again, those pieces are not handmade, but you know what I'm saying. When you are looking for extravagant handmade artisan pieces, that's where you can show off a little bit and, mix together 15 different techniques if you want to. But a lot of times we're just looking for fun, beautiful jewelry that we can wear and show off to each other and learn a little something, maybe brush up on our techniques. And that's what our Feel Good Fridays are all about. So, okay. Third bracelet sold out already. What? That can't be possible. That can't be possible. I don't think so. Let's get into it. And I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not even watching the shop, but there's no way. I'm going to turn you guys around. And we're going to get right into it. All right, let's take a look. Please excuse the cat hair. She was napping up here before the show. Okay. Yeah, no, Cole verifies. No, it did not. All right. So what do I have for you guys? I have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Alexandrite check glass beads. Now, if you are not familiar with Alexandrite as a gemstone, it is a color changing gemstone. As a check glass bead, it is also a color changing bead. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here in just a second. I'm going to dim the lights so that you can see. There are some bellflowers in this, some check glass pearls, some beautiful little check glass druck beads, and some silver beads with this as well. Let me get my crimps out. Now, this also has a really beautiful tiara cast charm with it. This is a Sacred Heart charm, and a lot of you guys will recognize it immediately. Now, what I want to say about the Sacred Heart charm is this: even if you are not a practicing Catholic, the Sacred Heart is a representation of strength and love and growth and all kinds of other things. So don't not grab it just because you're, it doesn't necessarily have to be just a Catholic kind of thing. Okay. But I thought this was the perfect time of year to include this charm. It's absolutely beautiful. It is antique silver. You guys know tiara cast quality is phenomenal, and it's two-sided, which I love. I think it is beautiful. I've got a bunch of these, so I was really excited to be able to include these today. Now, if this is not your thing, that's okay. You can leave the charm off of this. It's still going to be a beautiful bracelet regardless, but I do love this charm. It is so pretty. All right, now these are the beads. Now, at first glance, these are blue, right? But this is that amazing color change. Now, I don't know how much of a color it's going to change here in the room, but when you take this outside, it is a completely different color. These beads are going to go between 4 different colors. You're going to see blue, gray, purple, or green. Okay. And it depends on the lighting, which makes these extra magical. And some of you know Alexandrite is the birthstone, I think, for June, I believe. But let me just see it. Look what happens when I turn the light out. Immediately they go to purple. And it's not just a purple. It's like this. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a really pretty, it's almost like a lilac. Let me turn another light off. And they look completely different in the sunshine too. So hold on. Let's see if I can make them any. No, that didn't change it too much. But they're purple or blue. They also have gray, depending on where you are, or green, right? It's so intriguing to me. I love them, love them, love them. So we've got the beautiful color changing. And look, they look so like aqua, not necessarily aqua. What am I? Aquamarine kind of blue. But then they turn into this beautiful purple color. The bellflowers are the same as well. They have a little gold shimmer to them, but they also are that same Alexandrite color changing blue purple. So yeah, they're really, really fun. Really fun. I love it. There are not a whole lot of beads in the world that do that. So I was super excited to get my hands on these again, because the last time I made something with these, you guys, it sold out immediately because you guys loved it. So don't wait around on this one if you want it, because I know lots of people out there are going to grab it. All right, so let's put together the bracelet. The bracelet is so pretty and it's so simple, but just beautiful. So we're going to start with our crimp. So crimp, and then our wire guardian. So we're going up through the wire guardian. We need to trim that a little. There's no way that's sold out. There's no way, you guys. No way. That's crazy. That can't be right. Nicole, double check for me. All right. So we're gonna up through our crimp, down through our crimp. We're gonna place this into the back notch of our crimper tool. We're gonna give that a squeeze, turn it sideways, give that a squeeze, and then we're gonna trim off the excess. All right, now we are going to thread on 2 seed beads. Okay, drop those down, 2 seed beads, one of our check glass. Oh, shoot. 2 seed beads, check glass. And we're going to do this until we've got 6 of these beautiful check glass beads. Okay, so there's 1, 2 seed beads, 3 check glass. None of the kits have sold out, guys. None of them. Refresh your Etsy. None of them have sold out. None of them have sold out. Yeah, because don't say it's sold out if it hasn't really sold out, because then people won't go shop on it. Because I do want it to sell out, obviously. But yeah, no, nothing's sold out. The team usually let us know if that is the case. And so far, that is not the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 1 more of the check glass. All right. And then we are going to do 2 seed beads, and change this up just a little bit. All right, so now we're towards the center. We're going to pick up a druck bead in blue. We're going to do 2 seed beads. My goodness, I've got my wire all twisted around here, so it's not wanting to behave. 2 seed beads, and then a pearl. There are a lot of in their carts. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is always the way it goes here on Feel Good Fridays. All right, now we're going to do the metal beads. We're going to do 2 metal beads, and then we're going to thread on our gorgeous charm. Now, I've already got my jump ring on mine. Be sure you put your jump ring on, okay? Thread that on, and then 2 more metal beads, and then we're going to repeat the pattern. Look how pretty. It's such a beautiful sky blue, and then in different light, it's purple. I love it. It's like magic. I love it. All right, so pearl going on. All right, 2 seed beads. And then our druck bead. I'm going to have to buy some more of these beads because you guys love them. All right, 2 seed beads. And then our fire polish. Two seed beads, fire polish, 2 seed beads, fire polish. We're almost to the end here, and then we'll make some little dangles out of our bellflowers. Last of the fire polish. And our 2 seed beads for the end. All right. How pretty is that? It's so pretty. And to know that it could be purple or gray or green makes me really excited. Okay, so crimp going on. Up through the wire guardian. Down through the wire guardian. All right, pull everything down. And then we're going to crimp, place that into the back notch of your crimper tool, give that a squeeze, turn it sideways, give that a squeeze. And then we are going to trim. All right. Now let's go ahead and do our little dangles first before we start attaching our ends. So we've got all of this so far. Okay. How pretty. All right, now we've got 3 bellflowers here to make dangles with. If you don't want to do the dangles, you don't have to. You can save these for earrings or whatever, but it is totally up to you. I'm going to thread on my bellflower, and I'm going to bend the wire right where it is exiting the bead. You can do just a regular loop if you want to, but I'm going to do the loop that makes the little swirly bead cap, okay? So I'm grabbing the wire with my round nose pliers. You can see it's off to the side, and I'm going up and over. I'm going to rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then I'm going to kind of roll down to roll that loop down to the top of the flower. And then I'm going to switch hands here. And I'm going to wire wrap around the top of my flower because it gives it like a little bead cap, right? And then I'm going to trim off. And so my cutter here. Tuck my end. And I'm going to do that to all 3. As you can see, I've already done the other 2. All right, so I'm going to make a little mini cluster out of these, okay? So I'm going to take 1 jump ring. And I'm going to thread on one of my bellflowers, and then I'm going to close that back. Okay. Then I'm going to pick up another jump ring, and I'm going to attach it to that one, and I'm going to put a flower on either side. So we're just making a little mini cluster here. And again, you can leave this part off if you don't want the cluster. You don't have to have it. All right. So there's our little bellflower cluster. And now we're going to attach everything to the bracelet. So I'm going to grab jump ring, and I'm going to attach to a wire guardian. I'm also going to pick up our cluster. Let's see here. I have it right there. Okay. And I'm going to, I'll do another jump ring. You don't have to use all the jump rings. I always include extras, not always, but a lot of times I will include extra jump rings so that you have the ability to make your bracelet a little bit smaller or longer, or whatever you need. You can adjust a little bit. All right, I'm going to open that one up, thread my clasp on, close that back, and then the clasp on the other side. Let's see, where's it at? There it is. It's attached to my clasp already, or my jump ring for the other side. Rather. Ah! My goodness. So yes, I did explain it before. The Sacred Heart is traditionally, it is a Catholic symbol. However, it is a universal symbol of love and strength, and you know, so it can be seen in not just Catholic religion, but in lots of other places. It's also very common in tattoo culture, where they use a lot of you know, Catholic imagery because of its beauty. But it is definitely a symbol of love, everlasting, and it's two-sided. It's quite beautiful. So, yep, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And again, it's gonna change color. Well, and this other light is kind of see. Look, purple or blue. So pretty. Well, now I can't get the light to come back on. Dang it! There we go. So you get that really awesome color change to it, which I think is phenomenal. So love this one. I hope you guys love it as well. All right, moving on to the next. All right. Our next bracelet could be an ankle bracelet. Okay. Now, if you guys were here on Tuesday, you saw me do this really, really quickly. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to turn those into a kit. So I made this so that it was long enough to be an ankle bracelet or just a regular bracelet. It is totally up to you. It is the exact same technique that I showed you on Tuesday. The difference is that we're using white, we're using bead string and wire, and we're using cat eye beads. And you've got two different choices for the cat eye beads, which I think are so pretty. Check this out. So you can do either the dark blue, which is what our sample is, or the light blue. I love the cat eye beads. They are so cool. They are that fun fiber optic. They have that amazing like flash to them. They're so pretty. So you can get this one in either the dark blue or the light blue. Okay. I've got the dark blue here on the tying station. And I've already done a lot of this because we have to obviously do the shortened condensed version of this for the show. However, you can always refer back to Tuesday's live to get a little bit more information on this one. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your bead stringing wire and you're going to attach it to whatever your work surface is. You could just use painter's tape. You use a clipboard, you use your tying station, your naughty board, whatever you want to use. Okay, so that's the core wire. And then you are going to tie a square knot on with your white cord. And you are just going to continue square knots. We're doing 4 square knots and then adding a bead to our right cord. So a little hair attached there. Okay. So what it creates is this really nice little lacy pattern, and it puts the bead on one side, which makes this beautiful for an ankle bracelet because you've got your beads, you know, that can be all around the bottom of your ankle, or it looks great as a bracelet too. So either one, you've got plenty of beads to do this with. Let me give you a quick overview of the square knots. The square knots, as you guys know, happen in 2 steps. I don't know what is going on with my tripod. It's acting a little weird, but 2 steps. So it happens on the right first. Okay, you're doing your P shape on the right. Left cord crosses over that and then goes behind your core, which is your bead string and wire, and then up through. And you're going to pull. Okay. Then you're going to do the same thing on the left. So backwards P shape on the left, right cord's going to cross over that, go behind and up through, and you're going to pull. Okay. We're going to do one more. P shape on the right, left cord crosses over, goes behind and up through, and then pull. Backwards P shape on the left, right cord crosses over, goes behind and up through. Then after you've done 4 knots, you're going to add a bead, and you're only adding your bead to the right cord. So we're going to thread our bead on. And we're going to drop that down. So that's going to sit right on the edge of our bead stringing wire. And then you're going to knot as normal. So P shape on the right. And when you pull, you're going to set your bead. Okay. Then you're going to do the backwards P shape on the left. And mine has come a little loose. So before I pull the second part, I'm going to reset that and then pull. And that locks that little bead in place. And then you would proceed with another 3 knots. Okay, and you're going to go just like this, adding as many beads as you want until you get the length that you want. If you want the ankle bracelet part of this, you're going to make it a little bit longer. You're probably going to use every single bead. If you want the bracelet version of this, you're probably not going to need to use all of the beads for this. Also, you can adjust the length. Let's say you do want to use all the beads for the bracelet. You can obviously change up the number of knots between if you want to. You can also add knots at the beginning to add length and knots at the end to add length. So all of those things are going to help you kind of create the right length of bracelet or ankle bracelet that you want. So now I'm going to take this off. We're going to pretend like we've done the whole thing, even though obviously we have not. We're going to take this off of the tying station, and then we are going to trim off our knotting cord pretty close. You can use a thread burner or a lighter or whatever you got. You're going to melt your ends, and then you're just going to use your regular hardware on your bead stringing wire. So let's melt. Just tap that down. Ooh. And you're going to do the other side. Just melt it down. Right. And you're just going to use regular hardware here. Okay. So we've got our clasp, wire guardians, all the things, because the core is the bead stringing wire. So we can add our crimp. I'm going to add our wire guardian. All right, going down through the wire guardian and down through the crimp. Okay, hold on. Bead stringing wire is a little short for my fingers, so I'm going to use my pliers here to help me. So down through the wire guardian. Good grief. I can't hold on to anything today. There we go. All right. And you're going to make sure those are not crisscrossing. Those are running parallel inside your crimp. And you're going to crimp as normal. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then that's going to give you the opportunity to add just regular hardware to this, right? So now that we have all of this on here, we can just add our jump rings and our clasp. So we have this beautiful knotted style, but we have regular hardware, which some of you don't like the adjustable stuff. So this is a great way to have just your regular. And then if you did the other side, see how those beads are going to kind of hang on the bottom. What a pretty ankle bracelet in either color, right? In the light blue or the dark blue. I think that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's that one. All right, we're going to move on to the next. Cindy's got a question. This is an interesting question, and people ask me this every now and then. And I love to answer this one because I don't think a lot of people think about this. So she says, Can you use crimps on Eslon? You sure can. You sure can. Crimps can actually be used on a lot of different things. You can use them if you've got them that will fit your whatever material you're using. You can use them on just about anything. And you know what? You can even break the rule. So if you're using Eslon and you're using a crimp, you can actually flatten the crimp. Don't tell anybody I said that, but you can. You can, because it's not the bead stringing wire, right? You don't have to protect that nylon coating. But a crimp can be used in a lot of different scenarios. I don't usually use them in scenarios, you know, I don't usually use them on the Eslon or anything, but that doesn't mean that you can't. You can get very creative with your findings. There are a lot of things that you can use in ways that you might not be thinking about. So yeah. Let's see. How do you finish macrame pieces with hemp or other non-meltable cords? With knots, my love. And that's part of the reason that I don't particularly love that. I love hemp. I really do. But I like to use really thin hemp because what happens is you've got these ends and you can't melt them, just like you said. So now what do you do with them? Well, you've got to tie a knot, and you would tie a knot and it would sit right up against the back of this. You would just do like an overhanded knot and it would sit right up against the back of this. So the bulkier the cord, the bulkier the knot. And of course, then you have to apply some glue. Those are not my favorite things ever. Please excuse my ratchet fingernails, you guys. I know they need filled in big time. That is a totally, but I realize you guys are like getting an up close of those. They look so bad. Don't judge me. But anyway, you definitely would have to add some glue too. It's not my favorite. That's why I like synthetics, because you can melt them and then that's the end of it. However, an alternative to a big fat chunky knot is always a cord end. You can use a fold over cord end or a glue on cord end, and then you don't have to worry about any chunky monkey knots at all. But you do have to have that hardware available. And if you don't, a knot is the way you're going to have to go. But great questions. Thank you. Thank you. I love all the questions. All right. And Julie says, I'm telling everybody. Don't tell everybody. I would never tell you. Yeah, I will deny that I ever said that. I never said that. All right, our last bracelet, and then we're going to move on to the two necklaces. This one is fun and cute, and if you like fun and cute, which I do, you guys are going to really like this one. So this one has cane beads in it. I love cane beads. If you have ever seen how check glass is made, you know how awesome these are. But if you are unfamiliar with the way that canes are made, I definitely recommend looking it up on YouTube to see the process, because it is really quite something to see how these patterns are made with glass. It's really incredible. So you've got these multicolored, which are great for summertime. They're fun. They're happy. They have little flowers on them. They kind of have like that 1960s kind of feel to them. They are going to appeal to all age groups because the colors are just phenomenal. So you've got the cane beads in your kit, as well as some metal beads, and you've got some wire. So you're also going to do cord. You've got two cord choices. You've got blue or you've got red, and you're going to do the adjustable cord. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you don't like the adjustable cord and you have cord ends at your house and you want to use those instead, feel free to do so. But we're going to make this adjustable because it's fun, it's easy, and they're lightweight for summer. All right, so we're going to start with our piece of wire. So our piece of wire here, we're going to straighten our wire out. I'm being recorded. I know. All right. Grabbing the wire about 2 inches from the end, I'm going to give that a bend, and then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. All right. We're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side. So we've got a loop here, and we are going to wire wrap about 3 times. All right. So we've made an eye pin with a wrapped loop, essentially, out of our big long piece of wire. We are going to trim off the excess. And then we're going to thread on our beads. So we're going to thread on a metal bead, one of our cane beads, metal bead, cane bead. This would have been a great little bracelet to put in somebody's Easter basket. Ari loves this bracelet. So this one that I'm making right this second is actually going to be hers. She likes the blue cord. I kind of prefer the red. I love red everything. But I think both are beautiful with this. I don't think you can make a wrong choice when it comes to the cord. So you're just threading on all of these super cool little beads. And I'm telling you, if you don't know how these beads are made, look it up. It is fascinating. It is absolutely fascinating. All right. So you have all of the beads on here. And now you're going to, before you do your wrapped loop on the other end, go ahead and give this a little bit of a shape. Just so that when you do your wrapped loop, it's not, you know, it's not too stiff for you to kind of bend it. Just give it a little curve so that it's going to lay nicely on your skin. And then you're going to go ahead and do a wrapped loop on this end. So grabbing the wire, bending over the top of the pliers, coming in with my round nose pliers. All right, so we're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then you're going to wire wrap. All right, and then come in with your cutter and trim off the excess. I can't wait to show you guys the necklaces in the show. So stick around, stick around. We're not quite done yet. We've got a couple more, 2 more kits for you guys to see today that are so pretty. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to create the length on this. Now, with the original in the picture, you can see I use the red. I love the red with it. Ari likes the blue. You're going to take your cords. You've got 3 pieces of cord, okay? And take one, go through a loop on the end, bring the 2 ends together so that you're pulling it down to the middle. And then you're going to tie an overhanded knot. And you just want to pull this knot up right next to your wrapped loop. I like to use a beading awl to do that, but you can just use your fingers. I'm not super good at it. All right, so there's that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side with another piece. Snoring dog at my feet. Okay. Overhanded knot. She's snoring so loud. All right, so this is what we've got so far, right? Now we need to make it adjustable. So we are going to come out here. We're going to take the cords on one side going this direction. We're going to take the cords on the other side going in the opposite direction. And we're going to do a little square knot section right here to make this adjustable. So you're going to take your 3rd piece of cord and you're going to go underneath all of those. Okay, and you're going to do your square knot, and you can do as many as you want or as few as you want. With the original, I only did 4, so I'm just going to do 4 here. Okay, so P shape on the right, left cord crosses over that, and then we're going to go behind all of these cords and up through our P shape, and we're going to pull. Okay, and then I'm going to do backwards P shape on the left, right cord crosses over, goes behind and up through, and we're going to pull. And don't pull super, super tight because you need the cords to be able to slide within those knots. That's what makes this adjustable. So don't pull super tight. I mean, you want your knot to be nice and secure, but you don't want to, like, you know, you don't want to Hulk hands this knot. Okay, so again, you can do as many as you want to. You need at least 3 to make this secure. You can do, you know, 10, you can do 3. It's anywhere in between, whatever you want to do. Okay. Pull. I'm going to do 1 more. Hi, Wanda. All right, last one. And we're going to pull. All right, now this is a synthetic, so of course you can melt it, which I love. So I'm going to trim. And then we're going to melt. And then just tap that down. It makes its own glue. All right, we're going to do the same thing over here. Melt, 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 melt. And then tap it down. All right, so now you've got 2 cords on either side. You want to pull those. I like to pull them super, super tight first, which this is not going to fit anybody, obviously, but just to kind of pull the slack out, right? And then you're going to open this back up again. Okay. Open it up. Because what you're looking for is you want your cords to, you want those to all be the same length. You don't want one to accidentally be a little bit longer and then it kind of bubbles out. Okay. All right. So then to set all of this, you're going to tie a knot in the ends of your cords. So the knots will help to keep your cords from sliding through and you destroying your bracelet. So be sure that you tie your knots on your ends. Okay, and then trim. And you're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. And I try to make them the same length. Right, and then you're going to trim. And there you go. Super cute. I love this one for summertime. You can layer it up with other pieces. It's just fun and pretty and happy. Those colors are so happy. And the beads are just really kind of amazing. Look up how they're made so that when people ask you about your bracelet, you can actually wear this one as an ankle bracelet too if you wanted to. But when people ask you about this, you can tell them how these beads are made because it is truly, truly remarkable. And again, you've got 2 choices for your cord. Ari likes the blue. I like the red. I don't think there's a bad choice here. Either one is really, really pretty. So there you go. Love those, love those, love those. All right, now let's move on. We've got 2 necklaces and then we will be done for the day. So I'm going to set these over here to the side and I'm going to show you the first necklace. First necklace has got a beautiful moth pendant. I haven't had these in stock in a really, really long time. So it's been a while since you guys have seen these. I think it was back at like Halloween when I had moths. So I've got more moths for you guys. And you are going to take your moth and you're going to do a little chain of 3 jump rings on there. Small little 4mm jump rings that are in your kit. Give it 3. So you've got a nice little, that's going to give you some length between the top of the moth and the rest of the beads. So that's necessary. Okay. So you're going to do that first. Then you're going to string up these gorgeous beads. So we've got chain for the length. All right. Then we have some beautiful sapphire blue check fire polish in 2 different sizes. We have this really cool bead that I love that is like pink, purple, and blue all at the same time. Check druck beads. And then 2 little faceted pinky purples that are super pretty. You've got some metal beads here and your seed beads. All right. So we're going to put all of this together. Let me fish out my crimps and separate my seed beads from everything. All right, let's string it up. It's going to be super pretty. So we're going to take our bead stringing wire, our crimp, our wire guardian, and you guys know the drill. Up through the wire guardian. Hi, Tina. I'm so glad that you're back. I hope that you are feeling well. They're 11s, Wanda. No worries. I know. The bead mafia comes for me if I use anything smaller than 11 seed beads. Oh, all right. Giving it a crimp. All right. Now, we are going to thread on our beautiful beads here. So let me pull the picture up so I don't mess this up. So I can't remember what I started with. I started by trimming off the excess. That's what I did. So trim off the excess bead stringy wire. All right, now we are going to thread on 3 seed beads. So 1, 2, 3, and then one of our pinky purples. And another 3 seed beads. So 1, 2, and 3. Drop that down. We're going to do a small fire polish, a seed bead, and a small fire polish. Drop those down. We're going to do 2 seed beads and a druck bead. Drop that down. 2 seed beads, a metal bead, a large fire polish, and a metal bead. Drop those down. Okay. We're going to do 2 seed beads, a druck, 2 seed beads, a druck, 2 seed beads, and then we're going to do metal. So we're going to do 2 metal, drop those down, and then you're going to thread on your butterfly. So you're going to that top jump ring. All right, 2 metal, drop that down. Look how pretty this is. I think it's so soft, pretty. It's kind of like the moth obviously gives springtime, you know, but the color palette kind of gives like evening, you know, like spring evening kind of feeling to it, which I think is very calming and kind of serene. So we're doing 2 seed beads, a druck bead, 2 seed beads, another druck, 2 seed beads, a metal bead, a large fire polish, metal bead, 2 seed beads. Okay. Then we're going to do druck bead, 2 seed beads, fire polish, single seed bead, fire polish. Drop those down. All right, we're doing 3 seed beads, 2, 3, our pinky purple bead, and then 3 more seed beads. And it looks like I may have lost a seed bead here somewhere, so I'm gonna have to grab another one. Unless I messed the pattern up, which is entirely possible. I didn't. I've just misplaced a seed bead. Hold on. Grab a seed bead. This would also make a really pretty, really pretty bracelet too. If you don't mind that the moth is kind of big, you know what I mean? Because it is kind of a large pendant. All right, up through the wire guardian, down through the wire guardian, and down through the crimp. All right, we're going to pull out all of the slack, and then we're going to crimp. Place that into the back notch of the crimper tool, give that a squeeze, turn it sideways, put it in the front notch, give that a squeeze, and then you're going to trim off the excess. Look how beautiful. it's just such a peaceful color palette. You know what I mean? The blues and the pinky purples, just, I don't know. It's just very kind of calming. That sapphire blue is notorious for, you know, being a common, and I don't mean notorious in a bad way. It's always a very kind of peaceful, calming, but you add in this deeper kind of nighttime kind of bead to it in this purpley pinky bead. And I don't know, it really gives it such a cool vibe. Really, really like it. So then you're going to cut your chain to the size that you want, and you're going to put your hardware. Now, I'm not putting the hardware on the back of this one because this is somebody's piece of chain, so I don't want to cut it, but I am using little 4mm jump rings here to attach to our wire guardians. So we've got beautiful chain for the length here. Such a pretty, pretty piece. You know, and the moths can be springtime and summertimey too, you know. Plus, I have found that moths are have some significance to them. They're supposed to be good luck. Now, I don't know if you buy into any of that or not, but I do find that I find moths in very interesting times of my life. You know, a moth will show up. So I don't know what that means, if it means anything, but I think they're quite lovely. I know that moths sometimes get a bad rap because they're the furrier version of the butterfly, but I think they're just so lovely. There are some really beautiful moths in the world. So there you go. Right. I love all the bugs. Not really, but all moths and butterflies, right? And dragonflies, they all kind of fall in the same category. I love them all, but super pretty. All right, I've got one more necklace to show you guys, and then we will be done. Definitely a different feeling from this next necklace. This one's a little more, a little sassier, I guess, if you will. It's still quite beautiful for spring, but we're using black, which a lot of times people don't really associate black beads with springtime, but black can always be classic and dressed up, and that was kind of what I was going for with this one. So we're using some of these beautiful black bellflowers that have that multicolor flash to them. I love that. So fun. So they have a little rainbow effect to them. And we also have these matte colored black check glass druck beads, which I think are kind of fun. They're very dressy, right? So this one is one of those where you can dress it up, dress it down, and then a beautiful flower pendant to pull all of this together. So let me show you how this one is going to go together, and then we will do it ourselves. So we're going to have our flower here, little black bead on the top of that with a little bead cap. Okay, that's going to come up to our large jump ring, because you guys know I love a good Y style kind of necklace. And then we're just doing a little chain here, little chain with our black druck beads with our little bellflowers hanging from it. So you're going to have 3 little bellflowers, and we're going to do the same thing over here on this side with our little bellflowers. So that's essentially what this one is going to look like. Dress it up, dress it down. That's why I call this one the little black dress necklace, because I feel like black is one of those things. Can be super casual with your blue jeans, or you could definitely, you know, dress this one up a little bit, because black is always classic. So it is. Bonnie says this necklace is so classy. I think so too. I think so too. All right, so let's create what we need to here. My bellflowers, most of them are done. We're going to do one of them together. And again, this is very much like what we did with the previous bellflowers in that first bracelet. So you're going to take your bellflower, you're going to thread it on to a head pendant. You can do a simple loop, a wrapped loop, whatever you want to, but I like to do the little bead cap to it. So I've bent the wire right where it is exiting the bead. I'm grabbing with my round nose pliers off to the side here. We're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then kind of roll that loop down. See how I'm just kind of like rolling my pliers down so that the loop touches the top of the bead. And then you're going to wire wrap. And when you wire wrap, hold on, straighten that up a little bit. When you wire wrap, you're wrapping around the base of that loop and then you're kind of going down and around the top of your flower to give it a little bead cap. It's just a little something extra. And again, you don't have to do it that way if you don't want to, but I like it. I think it's cute, and it keeps me from using an actual bead cap. So, all right, then you're going to come in, you're going to trim off the excess wire. And if you need to tuck in your end, you can. Little squeeze. All right. Then you're going to put a jump ring on this, and you're going to put a 4mm, so one of the smaller jump rings. Okay. Each one of the bellflowers gets a little 4mm jump ring. Okay. So you're going to do that to all of the flowers. Now, all of these guys, except for one, because it's going to go with your pendant, these are going to go onto eye pins. So you're going to thread that onto the eye pin, and then you're just going to do a simple loop. So we're going to grab the wire where it exits the bead. We're going to give it a bend. Then we're going to come in with our cutter. We're going to trim off, leaving ourselves about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then you're going to use your round nose pliers to grab the wire and roll back to create a simple loop on the other side. So you've got loops on both sides. Okay, you're going to do that with all of those except for one. Now this one that is the odd man out, we're actually going to take our eye pin. We're going to go ahead and open it up, and we're going to thread on our pendant. And if you find that the loop is too small for the pendant here, then do it the opposite direction. You can use this loop on the top and make your own loop on the bottom. It will fit. I just needed to open it up a little bit bigger, but all right. So that's threaded on. You're going to thread on the last of the black beads, and then the little bead cap. You can leave the bead cap off if you don't like the bead cap. It's totally up to you. But what you do want here is you need your loop to go in the opposite direction. So the loop on the bottom is facing towards us. The loop on the top needs to be facing away from us so that it can attach to our jump ring. So I'm going to bend the wire. I'm in with my cutter, trim, and then round nose pliers to roll back. Now we've got a loop on the top facing away from us that we can attach to this jump ring. All right, so we're going to go ahead with our jump ring here. Thread this on. Go ahead and thread on this side that's already ready, and you can see it is a bead, a jump ring, and then the bellflowers. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to go ahead and thread on druck bead. Go ahead and close this back. Okay, we're going to open up a jump ring. We're going to thread on one of our bellflowers. Attach that to the loop. Before you close it, add another druck. Close that back. All right. Moving to the next. Another jump ring. Thread on your bellflower. Attach that to the loop. Before you close it, add your next druck bead and close. We're going to do one more at the end. But this is also going to be the end that attaches to the chain. So let me show you. So right now we only have 2 flowers. We've got 3. So one each goes on each end. Jump ring. So, whoops. We're going to pick up that, attach it to the loop here. Before you close it, go ahead and thread on your chain. And again, with the chain, cut it to the length that you want. Don't forget to put your hardware on the back. Close that back. And then you're going to do the same thing over on the other side. So, add here. Add your bellflower, and then add your chain. And there you go. Look how pretty. I love this one. Look how pretty that is. Now, it definitely can be a springtime piece. Like there are no rules. I know we talk a lot about the seasons and what is appropriate for what season and what's not. And sometimes there's just universal jewelry that can go any season, any outfit, you know what I mean? And this is definitely one of those, like, it's flowers. I would wear it in the spring. I'd wear it in the wintertime. I love it. Black is always, always in style. Doesn't matter what it is. Yep. Super pretty. Very classy. Dress it up, dress it down. It's super cute. It's flowers. I love flowers. Flowers are some of my favorites in jewelry, of course. I anything floral, I am always in love with. All right, so that's it. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show you all the things that we had in the show today, and then I'm going to let you go. So let me do that. Let me turn you around so we can do a quick little run through of everything. You know what? Let's start with the necklaces since we just did the necklace. Let's take all of these things off of the bust. Let's put this on so you can see just how pretty this one is. I love the little rainbow flash from the beads. When the light hits those just right, you get that like just a flash of like purple, green, and blue. And it's really, really pretty. That's so sweet. I love it. I love it. This will be a cute one for a teenager to wear to a dance. Not the super fancy dances. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, when they have like the spring turnaround dance or whatever it is, you know, and they're not super prommed up, but they still want to look cute. I love this. I love this so much. The flowers kind of giving me 90s vibes a little bit, which you guys know I'm all about the 90s. So 90s, early 2000s. Those were my days, but yeah, super cute. Love that. All right, let's take a look at the moth one. Also stunning. So pretty. All righty. Oh, I love this so much. It's just so soft and just calming. It's just a really pretty piece. Love it. Love, love, love. So pretty. All right. And then we had the bracelets. So we had our adjustable with our cane beads, which are super cool. Lots of fun. This is just a fun summertime, springtime, anytime kind of piece with the adjustability. So you could make this one for somebody or keep it for yourself. Stack it up with all the others. I love the colors in this one. All right. Then we had the one that I did not finish, but you guys know could be an ankle bracelet, or it could be just a regular bracelet in the beautiful cat eye, dark blue or the light blue. They have that awesome chatoyancy. Like that's a cool bead that's got a lot of flash to it. Love those. Super cute. This will make a great little ankle bracelet that you could like layer up with like your chains. I like an ankle chain. But then I also like a soft beaded piece. And this is definitely, I think those would look really cute stacked up together with sandals. And then last but not least is the one that you guys always, or not always, but you guys did go bananas over because you love these beads, these color changing Alexandrite, check glass, fire polish, purple or blue or green or gray, depending on the light. It also has the gorgeous Sacred Heart tiara cast charm that you could leave off if that's not your jam. That's totally fine. You know, it's still a really, really beautiful little bracelet that has the color change ability, which, I mean, who doesn't love that? That's awesome. I want all my beads to be magic. So, all right, my friends, that is it from me. Thank you so much for hanging with me this Friday and letting me be a part of your beauty journey. I appreciate you as always, and I am looking forward to hanging with you guys next week as well. Thank you to everybody who made purchases in my Etsy shop. I know that there are a lot of you who still have things in your cart. Don't forget to finish your shopping because the things will sell right out of your cart. Especially when I have a show that's loaded like this where everybody loves all of the things. So don't wait around because it will sell right out from underneath you. Which is a good problem for me, but a bad problem for you. Let's see. Anything else? I can't think of it. I will be back with you guys on Tuesday at 1 p.m. So set your reminders for that. That's Eastern time. You guys have an amazing, amazing weekend. Happy Good Friday to those of you who celebrate. Have an amazing Easter. And I will see you guys next week. Okay. I love you. Go rest and make something pretty for yourself. Mwah. Bye.